The views expressed on this program are those of the producers and individuals appearing on this program and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Sun Prairie Media Center staff, its video service providers, or the staff and elected officials of the City of Sun Prairie.
We're all familiar with the three whats: what it is, what it can do for me, and what does it cost. Tyler Rickenaugh, Country Financial, can help you find the answers with insurance coverage to help protect what's most important to you, all at a price you can afford. So while you're juggling work and kids while trying to keep an eye on your financial future, Tyler Rickenaugh, Country Financial, will make sure they are the first ones there when you need them most.
The kids are back to school, and your schedule is busier than ever. From daycare pickup, doctor's appointments, sports, and college tuition, a parent's signature is a powerful thing. Have you ever stopped to think, what would happen if you weren't able to provide one? With thoughtful estate planning, you can make sure that your child's health and education needs are met in the event of your absence due to a temporary incapacity or even death. The estate planning team at Hurley Burrish is here to help.
Fostering deeper relationships, influencing behavior change, developing resilience. You're about to start winning. Here is your host, Christine Bright.
Welcome to the Parenting Game. I am so glad you are here. Today I'm going to be talking with Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society. They help thousands of animals every year. And as you can imagine, they need lots of volunteers to help love and care for those sweet creatures. And as you know, acts of generosity are a great way to improve the overall mental health of your family. Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you are the public relations coordinator for the Dane County Humane Society. Can't wait to dig in. I know there are so many things that I've learned about that ways that people can help that I wasn't aware of. But before we do that, share a little bit about some experiences that you've had outside of the Humane Society where you've been able to volunteer or do acts of generosity.
Yes, so as a youth growing up, I went through my youth group to participate in different volunteer projects, going to different areas that needed assistance. And it was always a great feeling to be able to help your community. Mm-hmm. So, and then as I grew older, I helped volunteer through different work opportunities. So, and again, that feeling of helping, being a part of a community just kept resonating, and it feels so good. And being at Dane County Humane Society, even though I work there, mm-hmm. It still feels so good to give in the way that I do, to be able to help the animals, to be able to help the community with their animals. So it's warm fuzzies.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's never had an adverse effect,
no.
Right? Whenever you're volunteering and being generous, it does boost, again, that self-esteem, that mental wellness, that ability to think outside yourself, yes. Right? We can get so small and so focused on all the bad things that are happening, and it gives you great perspective.
Yes.
Well, I was excited to have you guys on. I was so glad to hear back from you. As I dug in, I don't have pets. I babysit for a lot of my friends who have pets, but I don't have pets of my own. As I dug into the website, I was surprised. I really just had memories of the shelter from when I grew up, mm-hmm. where it was pretty much, people were either, letting their pets go and bring them there, or they were found pets and you could adopt. I didn't see much else going on. Mm-hmm. Not the case with the Dane County Humane Society.
No.
So let's just do kind of that, overview of the services that you provide.
So we actually don't receive as many surrendered pets to fill the need for adoptions. So we transfer animals in from usually down south, but also from other overcrowded facilities in Wisconsin to help them find homes.
Okay.
So programs that we have in our community include lost and found, we are very big on helping families stick together. And if they lose their pet, they are able to go to our website to file a lost report. If they find a lost pet, they can file a report online on our website. And we have staff and volunteers who will look through those reports on a daily basis to see if they can find a match, either through the lost and found report or through an animal who was brought to our shelter who was reported lost. And we try to match them up so they can go back home to their family. We also scan their microchips, and we do offer for sale microchipping to the public, which is a great way to reconnect with your pet, because once that information is on that microchip, they could be brought to a vet. If Animal Services finds them, they could scan them right away and they can find their home, get back home sooner. So we offer that. We also do other programs in our community, like our Pets for Life program, which provides resources and information to residents who live in the 53713 zip code and Allied Drive neighborhoods, because those areas have been designated as pet deserts for pet families.
Okay.
So we're providing them with veterinary services, food for their pets, kitty litter if necessary. So we're really helping out everyone so that they can stay together as a family with their pets.
Yeah.
We also offer different programs for children to get involved with animals through volunteering, which we'll talk about a little bit more later.
Yeah.
Because building that from a beginning, from the start, it's just so important. They get to see, what it's like to take care of a pet, learn about the animal, and then also give back to their community. We also offer a wildlife center, which started 21 years ago.
Yeah, well, that was really interesting to me because I did not know that you had that piece. We just think about the household pets.
Yes.
But share a little bit about what the wildlife piece of the Humane Society does.
Yes, so they are in their own building on our campus at 5130 Voges Road, where they take care of so many different types of wildlife. A lot of it is mainly birds. They're the top avian rehabilitator in the southwest region of Wisconsin.
Wow.
So, but we also take in other animals. We've seen fox kits come in.
Oh.
We had a bob kitten, our first ever bob kitten come in
wow.
earlier this year. So, and when they first started the program, it was just to see if there was a need. Would people bring wild animals who were orphaned, sick, or injured to us to help them? And there was a huge need, and the program just grew from there. And we continue to grow the program because we're training, we're working with UW to train some of their veterinary staff.
Okay.
With wildlife, we're working with interns who are interested in wildlife rehabilitation and apprenticeships. So there's a need for wildlife rehabilitators, and we're trying to grow more wildlife rehabilitators by teaching as well as caring for the animals in need.
Oh, that is so interesting. I also read, too, that you have a pet food pantry.
We do. We have a pet food pantry, and we also donate to other food pantries in the area some pet supplies whenever we can.
Okay.
We also started a program that deals with cats with ringworm.
Okay.
And that program is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. And it's important because before this program started, cats who came in with ringworm, shelters couldn't handle them. They couldn't take them, they couldn't care for them because ringworm is such a contagious fungus. It could quickly spread to the rest of your animal population, to other cats, dogs, and humans. So we needed a whole other building in order to care for them. And our veterinarians at the time were like, we're going to do this because otherwise the only option for a cat with ringworm or a kitten with ringworm was euthanasia. So we were the first shelter in the world to start a ringworm treatment program.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
So, and that program is mostly operated by volunteers. They have 30 dedicated volunteers just for that program and one part-time employee that oversees it. And they've helped cure 1,500 cats so far.
Oh my goodness,
so, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you guys have, and I believe you're over your 100 years since you started.
1921.
Oh my goodness, and the different offshoots now that you have to help so many different animals and now pets.
Yes.
This is so interesting. So again, you need volunteers, to help support all the different aspects that you do. So we're going to break it down a little bit.
Yes.
I know, with the Humane Society, there are some age limits to, what kids can do and when they can be on their own and when they need to be with an adult. But first, let's just start with the Humane Society, where the cats, and the typical cats and dogs are. So what are the age limits? How can a family get involved in that part of the Humane Society?
So for dogs, you have to be 18 or older.
Okay.
For youth, just so I can put it out there to streamline things, for youth that are under 18, they have to have permission of a guardian or a parent to volunteer.
Okay.
They can start volunteering with cats as a feline friend at age 16. To volunteer with critters, so our smallest animals like our rabbits and our hamsters, our rats and guinea pigs, they can be as young as 8.
Okay.
So, but at age 8 to 16, they are required to have a parent or guardian volunteering with them as a critter cuddler. At age 16, they can opt to go solo.
Okay.
So
I want to be a critter cuddler. That's like an amazing title.
It is fun. They can also be a classroom animal assistant, taking care of our classroom pets, because we do have different education programs, and we have some classroom animals, including a 4-foot, almost 20-year-old corn snake named Ranger Jake.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, he's a favorite of many people.
Oh, that's so great.
And they're taking care of their cages, their kennels, and providing them much needed snuggles, so they're socializing with them, which is very important. And that also starts at age 8, but for that one, they have to be 18 when they can volunteer solo as a classroom assistant.
Okay.
So.
Oh, well, that is so fun. Go ahead.
I should also mention, we have a thrift store.
Okay.
It's on Watts Road, and that one also youth can volunteer at, as well as adults. It's a thrift store that sells everything from gently used clothing and accessories for humans, decor, some pet supplies, books, kitchen supplies, so a variety of items, furniture, and children can start at age 10 to volunteer there with a parent or guardian, and they could start volunteering at age 13 solo.
Oh, that's really, really great. So you have lots of different ways and different opportunities. So even if you're not really a pet person, but you believe in what the Humane Society is doing, there's non-pet things that you can do.
Exactly.
I'm also assuming that you're always looking for donations for the pet pantry. Besides food, which would be the obvious, what other needs do you have for that pantry?
So for the pantry, you can donate leashes, you can donate collars. We also have something called a bargains area, which is where we also put some gently used items, and that area is in the shelter. So when people are adopting, they can get some items and just, if anything, give a donation of what they think they could afford, and they can take some of these free items like a pet bed or toys, or sometimes there's training pads out there, and just a variety of different donated items for pet supplies. And youth can also work there as a volunteer, organizing that at age 10. So,
that's great.
So for the shelter, if they want to make a donated item, we do take sheets, towels, they can also do like treats for the dogs. They can donate unused or unopened packages of different treats, especially if they're soft, small training treats for the dogs.
Okay.
Or like they have those squeeze tubes for cats. The cats love those. Timothy hay for critters and for wildlife.
Okay.
So there's a whole list of options of what we do take and what we don't take. So, and it's all on our website.
Oh, that is great. And then getting back to some of the community programs that you do. So as you said, you do have the pets that travel to classrooms and do classroom pets. You do also offer services where people would have to pay for them.
Yes.
But I saw on there that you help with dog training. What are some of those other services that are available, if people are looking?
Well, we do offer dog training. That is a paid service. We also have day camps, and summer camps for kids to help them get involved with animals. That's also another paid. Scout workshops take place at our facility, and your scout can earn a badge. We host birthday parties that are paid events.
Oh my gosh, I never even thought about that. That's
Birthday parties are fun because you get to hang out with the classroom animals, and they'll let you pick a name for the next pet who becomes available, and it's just a lot of fun. So
there are some other, those paid services are really fun and interesting as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about, if you're, again, for somebody who may not be a pet person, getting to one of these locations may be challenging.
Yes.
There are ways for families to help support the Dane County Humane Society. And we were talking earlier and you were sharing some, great ideas. So what are some needs and some ways that parents can help support the Humane Society without necessarily having to come to the thrift store or to the shelter itself?
Yeah. So I should note that when you do volunteer, you are committing to a 2 to 3 hour per week role.
Okay.
And you're agreeing to volunteer for up to 6 months. Some people can't make that commitment, and we totally understand that. So we do have different volunteer options for them, like perhaps they would prefer to volunteer as a foster. Mm-hmm. And bring the animal to them, and they would provide shelter, food, housing, care for them in their home until they're ready to be adopted. Some animals just need a break from the shelter. Some are recovering from an illness or surgery. So depending on what they're able to provide and care for and learn would depend on the type of animal they're able to foster. They can also hold an independent fundraiser. And that could even be held by youths as a lemonade stand, as a bake sale. We had one youth who created an obstacle course for the dogs in her neighborhood. And then she created posters to invite them all. And she charged them a fee to enter. And she donated all the entry fees to the Dane County Humane Society.
Oh, that was a creative idea.
Very creative. And that's the thing with independent fundraisers. It all depends on your creativity, how much work you want to put into it, and how much time you have. You could do almost anything. So, and make it fun, of course.
And have you had anybody, if they're good at sewing or crocheting, have you had people make items to donate to the shelter? So share some of those stories.
Yes, so we do have also diagrams on our website of like the size of cat beds you can make with different
Okay.
blankets to make it comfortable for them when they're in their kitty cottages. Some people crochet bird nests for the baby birds that our wildlife center receives.
Oh, see, I would have never have thought of that.
So yeah, there's just so many different ideas for people to kind of make different things. They can also like create a care package type thing for a first time adopter, where they
Okay.
put like little treats for like, make it cat friendly with little treats, little toys in a little basket. So just little fun different ideas, and they could either sew some items or buy them.
Mhm.
All depends on your level of creativity and ability. So
So if you have some of those kiddos that are under that age of 8, there are some things that they can do, at home to help support
we
the
also
Humane Society.
yes, we also started something new this year,
Okay.
because we know how much kids want to get involved and their parents want to help them get involved. So we started service days, and
Oh, okay.
that allows children starting at age 4 and their families to come to the shelter and participate in a volunteer activity. That could be building rice socks. So you're putting rice inside of socks
Okay.
and then tying them off and such, because we use them. Our animal medical services team uses them to keep animals warm as they're coming out of sedation from surgery.
Okay.
You can make Kongs for our dogs who love that stimulation. So you're filling it with peanut butter, dog treats, and kibble and such. And then we freeze it and we give them a Kong pretty much every day.
So there's a big need to fill those and
Yes.
have those ready.
Yes, so on our website there are dates that you could sign up. Children age 4 to 7 do need a parent in attendance with them assisting. So, but yeah, it's a wonderful family time to do a great activity to help
and
the shelter.
then too, if you can't commit, to the 6 months and the hours,
Well, for that
then
one,
you don't have to do that. You can just show up for that service day.
exactly, and it's
Yeah.
only an hour and a half long.
Oh, wow. Well,
So-
that's great.
Yeah.
You also, well, we did talk about those ways that outside the shelter. So then you have the service days. Then if you're willing to make more of a commitment, you have those, opportunities.
Volunteer,
So
yep.
tons of ways for people to get involved.
Yes.
You also have 2 very fun events, 2 fundraisers every year. Share a little bit about those events.
So our Toto's Gala happened earlier this year. Typically happens in March. We're already kind of planning next year's. It's held at Monona Terrace. It's a very big gala type fundraiser for animals with dinner, dancing, hearing wonderful animal tales, and showing support for animals in need. And we even bring animal greeters to Monona Terrace. So there's been puppies, kittens, and a parrot last year,
Oh, how
or this past year.
fun.
And then coming up soon on September 30th is Bark and Wine.
Okay.
And reservations close on September 15th, so there's still time to come. It's held at the shelter, and you get to hang out with animals. We bring playful kittens and even puppies out for you to snuggle with. You get to hang out with our classroom animals, including Jake.
Jake the snake.
Yep. And again, learning some wonderful happy tales while raising funds for animals in need.
That's
So,
great. And then are there volunteer opportunities for these 2 events?
Yes,
I'm
there
assuming you need lots of support there.
yes, we do.
Which would be adult volunteers, I would assume, on this one.
Yes, 18 or older. So we do have event volunteers where they're helping with setup and breakdown and so forth, or some of them are able to handle the animals. So they've been trained. So yes, event volunteers. You can also represent DCHS at an event. Like we've gone to Mound's Customer Appreciation Day and had a booth there, and a volunteer will sit there and talk about Dane County Humane Society and the various opportunities there.
Oh, that's great. Well, Families do not have an excuse to not get involved at the Humane Society. You have so many options for the whole family to get involved. I thank you so much for coming on and sharing, because I am just really passionate about families making generosity the rhythm of their home. It does just, as you know, you've experienced, it really improves your mental health, gives you a different vision besides sometimes these small visions that we have of our own life. So I really appreciate you coming on and sharing. Before we go, you have one other thing you'd like to share.
I was just going to also mention that what's also surprising, I think, to some people when they first start is the amount of love these animals give them when they're working with them.
Oh, I bet.
So,
yeah, we talk about the love that we're giving them, but they definitely return it.
Yes, for sure.
So that is great. Before we go, the website.
GiveShelter.org.
Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in, and be generous.
We're all familiar with the 3 whats: what it is, what it can do for me, and what does it cost. Tyler Rickenaugh, Country Financial, can help you find the answers with insurance coverage to help protect what's most important to you, all at a price you can afford. So while you're juggling work and kids while trying to keep an eye on your financial future, Tyler Rickenaugh, Country Financial, will make sure they are the first ones there when you need them most.
The kids are back to school, and your schedule is busier than ever. From daycare pickup, doctor's appointments, sports, and college tuition, a parent's signature is a powerful thing. Have you ever stopped to think, what would happen if you weren't able to provide one? With thoughtful estate planning, you can make sure that your child's health and education needs are met in the event of your absence due to a temporary incapacity or even death. The estate planning team at Hurley Burrish is here to help.
Thank you for watching The Parenting Game. All episodes of The Parenting Game are available on demand at sunprairiemediacenter.com.